él comenzó a hablar acerca de su ministerio.
He started speaking about his ministry.
El primer día fue un éxito total.
And the first day, it was a complete success.
Porque Dios se manifestó grandemente,
Because God manifested greatly,
sanando sordos,
healing deaf people,
mudos,
dumb,
paralíticos,
paralytics,
con gente con cáncer
people with cancer,
y todo tipo de enfermedades.
and all type of diseases.
De repente alguien subió a un hombre alto
So all of a sudden somebody brought somebody up to the stage and he was tall,
posiblemente como el hermano Mike,
maybe like Brother Mike.
y cuando el hermano Branham lo vio,
And when Brother Branham saw him,
él sintió algo en su corazón por ese hombre.
he felt something in his heart for that man.
Le tuvieron que decir que ese hombre estaba ciego,
And they had to tell him that that man was blind.
pero lo primero que había visto el hermano Branham era su apariencia física.
But the first thing that Brother Branham saw was his physical appearance.
Un saco desgarrado,
His coat was torn,
un pantalón en las mismas condiciones,
and the pants were in the same condition,
sin zapatos.
no shoes.
Entonces el hermano Branham se salió del púlpito
And Brother Branham got off the pulpit,
y estaba midiendo su pie derecho
and he was
con el pie izquierdo del Señor.
measuring his right foot along the side of the man's left foot.
Si los zapatos del hermano Branham o cualquiera de su prenda le hubiera quedado,
I think if his shoe or anything he was wearing would have fit that man,
el hermano Branham se lo hubiera regalado,
Brother Branham would have gave it to him.
pero nada podía servirle al Señor.
But nothing fit the
Era un
man.
hombre muy alto.
He was a very tall man.
El hermano Branham era como de mi estatura más o menos.
Brother Branham was kind of like my stature, more or less.
Así es que fue para nosotros impresionante cuando el hermano Branham, al verlo, lo abrazó.
So to us, it was very, it caused a great impression when we saw Brother Branham just kind of give him a hug.
Comenzó a orar por él
Started praying for him.
un minuto
1 minute,
y el hombre comenzó a ver.
and the man started seeing.
Y comenzó a correr toda la plataforma que era bastante larga.
And he started running back and
Ida
forth
y
in the
vuelta.
platform, which was pretty long,
Sí.
and he was going back and forth.
Y después corrió a abrazar al hermano Branham.
And then he ran to give Brother Branham a hug.
Ese fue el segundo día.
That was the second day.
Muchas sanidades,
There was a lot of healings.
sin contar.
They were innumerable or uncountable.
Pero de repente del lado izquierdo
But all of a sudden from the left side,
se comenzó a oír mucho murmullo de la gente.
there was there was an uproar.
Y es que había una mujercita,
And there was a small woman,
quizá unos 20 años,
perhaps 20 years old,
que había tratado de formarse en la fila en 2 ocasiones y la habían sacado.
who had tried to come into the line perhaps twice, and they took her out.
Pero ella insistía.
But she kept trying.
El hermano Billy Paul se dio cuenta de lo que pasaba
Brother Billy Paul found out what was happening,
y subió con el hermano Branham y le dijo,
and he went with Brother Branham and told him.
ahí hay una mujer con un niño muerto.
He says, there's a woman there with a dead child.
Él le dijo que fuera con otro hermano y oraran por ella.
And he told him to go with another brother to pray for him, for her.
El hermano Billy Paul y el otro hermano fueron a orar por ella.
Brother Billy Paul and the other brother went to pray for her.
El hermano Branham estaba por salir ya del púlpito
And Brother Branham was about to leave the pulpit.
cuando se volteó de espaldas
And when he turned his
al
back
púlpito,
towards the pulpit,
el profeta tuvo una visión.
the prophet had a vision.
Inmediatamente volteó otra vez hacia la gente
He immediately turned around towards the people
y dijo, traigan a esa mujer para arriba.
and he says, bring that woman up.
La mujer subió
The woman came up
con un rosario en la mano,
with a rosary or rose beads in her hand,
pero traía a un niño muerto.
but she was bringing up a dead child.
Esos días estaban lloviendo,
And in those days it was raining
cuando no era época de lluvia.
when it wasn't time for rain.
Así es que esta mujer subió con su niño muerto, todo mojado,
So this woman came up with her child all wet and he was dead.
y el hermano Branham le dijo que guardara ese rosario, que no le servía de nada.
And Brother Branham told her to put away those rosary beads, that it wasn't going to do anything for her.
El hermano Branham comenzó a orar por el niño
Brother Branham started praying for the child,
y de repente comenzó a mover sus piececitos.
and he says all of a sudden his little feet started moving.
Así es que eso fue verdaderamente impactante para toda la gente.
And that really caused an impact on everybody.
Para el tercer día
On the third day,
ya había como 40,000 personas.
there was around 40,000 people.
El hermano Branham dijo que toda la gente que conocía el Evangelio
And Brother Branham says that everybody that knew the gospel
pasaran hacia atrás
go to the back,
y que toda la gente que estuviera escuchando por primera ocasión
and that everybody that was just hearing for the first time
pasaran hacia el frente.
to come forward.
El hermano Branham oró
Brother Branham prayed,
y él dijo que en esa noche habían sido salvas 20,000 personas.
and Brother Branham said that night there was 20,000 people saved.
Ese día fue sábado.
That was on a Saturday.
El domingo dijo el hermano Branham que todo el mundo se fuera a sus iglesias,
On Sunday, Brother Branham instructed everybody to go to their church,
que él quería que estuvieran en sus iglesias.
that he wanted them to be in their church, in their churches.
El lunes
Monday
fue el último día de campaña del hermano
was the last day of the campaign,
y los milagros sucedieron,
and then the miracles just
seguían
kept,
sucediendo.
they kept happening.
Hay dos cosas que mucha gente no sabe.
There's two things that many people don't know.
La primera, que el hermano Branham nunca entró por la puerta.
And it's that Brother Branham never came in through the door.
No hubiera podido.
He wouldn't have been able.
En Estados Unidos
In the United States,
tenía sus reuniones muy ordenadas,
there was a lot of order in his meetings,
en auditorios cerrados,
in closed auditoriums,
con pasillos amplios.
with wide halls.
Aquí en México no.
Not here in Mexico.
Todo mundo, hombro con hombro.
Everybody was
Uno
shoulder to
adelante,
shoulder.
otro atrás.
One right in back of the other in the front.
No había por dónde pasar.
There was no way to get through.
El hermano Branham, por la parte de atrás del púlpito,
And Brother Branham,
por la parte de afuera,
in the back part of the pulpit on the outside, coming from the outside to the back,
pusieron una escalera,
they put up a ladder,
lo subían
and he would come up this ladder,
y lo bajaban en una bolsa a la plataforma.
and they would bring him up and bring him down in a bag to the platform.
Esa era la manera de entrar del hermano Branham.
And that's the way Brother Branham would come in.
Otra cosa que la gente no sabe
Another thing that people don't know
es el hecho de que cuando terminó la reunión y el hermano Branham regresó a Estados Unidos,
is the fact that when the meeting finished and Brother Branham came back to the United States,
se quedó el hermano Roberto Espinosa junto con otro grupo de hermanos
Brother Roberto Espinosa stayed with some other brothers,
y siguieron orando por los enfermos.
and they kept praying for the sick.
Y hubo muchas sanidades,
And there was many healings,
demostrando que no era el hombre, era Dios.
showing that it was not the man, it was God.
Eso difícilmente alguien lo puede saber.
And that's hard for anybody to know.
Fue verdaderamente asombroso para nosotros
It was truly amazing for us
saber todas o ver esas cosas.
to know or to see these things.